Hi everyone, we are here to learn about some investment tips from some of the teachers and coaches here. We have Mark flying all the way from Singapore. He's actually a coach from Buffett Online School, and he is a very successful value investor as well. Yeah. So let's start the interview now.
Yep.
Okay. Mark, I know that the market situation now, right, is not that
Yep.
good. The market was crashing last
Yeah.
week, so people are very panicking.
Yeah.
So what's your view on the market at the moment?
Yeah, so that's a great question because now is a time of like market correction. A lot of things are dropping and everything. And so that's something that I've been asking a lot of my mentors as well, right? So some of you know who is Mary Buffett. So for those who don't know, she's actually Warren Buffett's former daughter-in-law. She has trained with Warren Buffett and we have been training from her as well. And so talking to all these mentors, right, one thing I realized is that the certain investors, none of them are actually nervous. They're actually very excited. So that's one thing to note. Like, I'm very excited. And do I think the market is going to go worse? My personal take is yes. A lot of things is happening. US market, I think the panics has only getting started to go worse. Events are being cancelled all around. And so my take is right now, yes, the market is dropping, is going down. But instead of panicking, instead of being nervous, I'm actually very excited. And that's because of the strategies that I've been doing. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. And because of this market opportunity, right? People saying that this is a great opportunity.
Yep.
So a lot of people they want to start. So what's your best advice for the new people that wish to start investment?
Yeah, so especially if you are new, right, investor, one of the biggest mindset shift when I first started investing was when my mentor, right, told me that instead of thinking of stocks like some numbers on the market on the screen, I have to think of them like businesses, right? So when we talk about value investing, the first thing I will start is don't have to worry if I'm investing in companies, in businesses that I know will still grow over the next 5 to 10 years time. So for example, if you think of a company like Disney, for example, 5 to 10 years time, will people still want to watch Marvel movies? Will people still want to watch Mickey Mouse, for example? Like my take is yes, like a lot of people still want to go to the theme parks and everything. Right now, yes, there's going to be a challenge. People are not very afraid of going to theme parks and everything, but in the 5, 10 years later, as a business where Disney to continue to grow, my personal take is yes. And so when you are starting on investing, right, especially when I'm talking about value investing, thinking in stocks, is think of companies that you're investing in rather than just numbers on the market. Because sometimes when the best time is actually when this company's stock prices drop and becomes cheap for you to buy. So that's my biggest thing. It's like, don't think about it in terms of numbers, in terms of short-term portfolio, like up and down, but think of it as like these stocks as businesses, and I feel that that's one of the biggest tip I will have. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's great tips actually. People are sometimes they invest because with a thinker of gambling, right?
Yes.
It is a different mindset that you think investing like a business.
Yep.
So when we buy something, right, you may need a lot of capital. A lot of new people that start up, they think that it will require a lot of capital. What is your view on that?
Yeah. So starting with small capital for sure, like a lot of people, especially if they are maybe a student or if they just started work, definitely you have a small capital, right?
Correct.
But I feel that is firstly a very dangerous view to have. That hey, just because I have a small capital, I shouldn't invest.
Okay.
Right? So like one of my mentors, where she started investing with just 500 ringgit for himself back in Singapore. And from there, right now, he's managing like a 7-digit portfolio, for example. And it's all because he started with that small portfolio. He started investing, he started taking action. And so one of my biggest tips is, yes, you can start with a small capital, right? But one thing I would do, right, is for example, if you're having a salary or even if you're a student, you have a side income, is that allocate part of your salary automatically into your investment account. So there's this concept by this guy called I think Eric or something like this book called The Richest Man in Babylon. And he always says this one thing, right? Pay yourself first. So people can have bills, people can pay like bills and food and everything. But first thing, what he recommends is always allocate a sum of salary, no matter how big, no matter how small, and put into this thing called your financial freedom jar. And that's for investment. And so that's my first tip. Like, yes, you can start small, definitely, but that's why you get to take excited. That's why you get invested in the market, and then allocate a significant or any amount of salary into your investment account. And then thirdly, right, one thing that I personally do, of course, you have to do it if you are financially educated, right? And then I use this instrument called options, and that's how I actually accelerated my returns over the past couple of years. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Can you share more about your favorite investment strategies then?
Yeah,
Something about the
so one of
options?
my favorite right now is options investing. And so quickly is, yes, I do invest in stocks. So stocks are the ones that I know I can hold for a long time, like Disney, for example, Facebook. So those are companies I know that will grow over the next 5 to 10 years. So that's for stocks. Why I like options, right, is because I get to accelerate my returns. And most importantly, on the other hand, right, is right now the market recession, there's a market correction. I actually profit from it because with this strategy, I get to make money no matter what the market direction is. Up, down, sideways, there are ways to make money, but only if you are properly educated. So that is my favorite strategy. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, so what's your advice for the people that would like to learn about that strategy?
Yeah. So one thing, right, is definitely if some of you might watch Tony Robbins and everything. One of the key things he has always said that I still believe today, right, is that if you really want to achieve success, you have to model after it. So model and find people who are successful, and then learn from them. So for example, right, the thing is, a lot of my friends when they first start out, they always think that, hey, I can read my own books, I can watch YouTube videos, everything, I can get started investing. And so then I ask them this one question, right, like, okay, hey, right now today, if I give you a lobang, like Eva, like if that you can go to Bangkok for free, like you can go for holiday for free, like Bangkok, like do you know how?
Yeah,
Right.
I wish to know.
Yeah, I wish to know, right? So they were like, hey, wow, Global is a discount and everything. And what I told them is, you actually can walk to Bangkok, right? So I'm from Singapore. For myself, it takes about 36 days to get into Bangkok, right? But the reason is why don't most people do it, right? It's because firstly, it takes a lot of time. And secondly, because who knows during the 36 days what will happen, right? You get to the wrong place, you get wrong place, you get injured, you walk too much until you get tired, you have to stay over. So what happens is, what you thought was 36 days, can actually take way longer than that to achieve a success. So instead, what do most people do when they want to go to a holiday, right? They take a plane, right? They take a plane. And so I've always used this approach in my life, that I've always constantly decided to take the planes to my level of success. And so that's what I believe right now for investing people who want to get started, right? Yes, you can read your books. Yes, you can research on your own. You can read textbooks and all. But my most powerful tip, right, is follow someone who is successful. And that's how you can really get into the old options investing space. If you want to learn about value investing, option investing, always find someone who has succeeded before and has a track record of not just himself, but his students and everything as well. So that's my biggest tip for those who are out there. Yeah.
Okay. So when you initially start investing,
Yeah.
who are your mentors basically?
Yeah, so of course, one person that I'm grateful for, I think you also know, is Rash himself. So Rash, from 18 years old, right? From 18 years old, when I first met him for coffee and everything, just for fun, I really realized that he was earning more than some of people who have been working for more than 10 years already, about 5,000 ringgit or so every month already. And so I was like, what? Like, teach me whatever you know, right? So I started trying to model after him. And so this is one of my biggest mentors, for sure. The second person that I would really want to learn from, as in I've really learned from, is this lady called Mary Buffett, right? So I've learned from her strategies. And for those of you who know, she used to be the former daughter-in-law of Warren Buffett. But she's, out of everyone in the family, right, she's the only one that actually has invested. Like, she's the only one that actually learns investing, and she has her own fund in the UK called the Buffettology Fund. And she's someone that I've learned from, and someone that I'm very grateful for my success right now. So these are just some of the mentors that I have.
Wow,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
You have a lot of good mentors.
Yes,
already.
yeah, I was very lucky.
Okay,
Yeah.
but this is what I heard from others saying lah. When we invest, the journey may not be smooth.
Yep.
So can you share with us what's your up and down during the whole investment journey?
Oh, sure. So when I first started out, right, I was still a bit blur. But one thing that my mentor told me, right, Resh, is that yes, the success. Let's say, for example, go for a program, right. What determines success is not how fast you are as a student during the program. It's definitely like, even if you are a bit overwhelmed, even if you are fast, right, it doesn't mean that you do well in the investment market. The people that do well are always those that take action, right? Those that actually implement and learn and from what the lessons they learn, they actually get better over time. So first few trades I did, at first I sold an option on this company called Herbalife. I did pretty well. One of the big mistakes I did is I didn't do this thing called portfolio sizing, right? So I actually did more than I could. I lost a bit, but one thing I told myself is I'm not going to let that one lesson, right, to derail me from investing, because I know that it's successful. I know that if I model after people, I learn enough, I get to do better. So that's one. The other one thing I did is I invested in a company that was very reliant on external factors. Like I invested in a company that was in the oil space, and it's not saying that oil companies you can't invest in it, right? But it's because I didn't understand how oil prices were affected. And so because of that, when the market went down, when oil went down, it's not that I wasn't afraid of the company and everything, but just that I had no idea what the oil prices were, what determines it, and that's why I decided to close my position. So that was one of my downs in the market as well. The other mistake I feel, right, is actually sometimes more painful than the first two I said, is when I know of an opportunity, I share with people, so I share with my friend, hey, wow, y'all can look at this company, right? But I don't invest. I don't invest, I share with friends, they take action, they invest, they make the money.
Okay.
Then for me, I don't. So that one I'm quite pain, happy for my friends, but you talk about mistakes, right? It's not just like losing money, but sometimes it's about missing the opportunities you don't take. So there's some things that I've learned as well. Like, yes, I can take opportunities, I can take action. Of course, portfolio sizing helps, but if I don't take action, I don't even earn anything. Yeah. Yeah, correct.
Okay. So I think we come to the end of the interview.
Yeah.
Okay, one last thing. What is the first step that a newbie in investment should do?
Should do, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So like I said earlier, like, hey, get started on learning from someone. So whether you can go online courses, they all help. But what I really like is which is what I did as well, which was I attended a live workshop. Once you have a live workshop, what happens is, of course, you get to internalize the knowledge better, you get to ask questions, and you get to get a lot more information. So my take is attend a live workshop. And yeah, so that will be my biggest tip. If you want to get started, of course, create your own account, get started. Even a demo account is fine, but attend a live workshop. And also that's why we also have a special gift Eva and Mark, like myself, have prepared for you as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So the quick sharing is, so what happened is, because we are from the Buffett Online School, actually have came all the way to KL to actually start sharing and educating more Malaysians, right, on the whole importance of financial education and investments. So we have a 3 hours live workshop held almost every Sunday, and the public price, right, is actually about 37 USD right now. Okay, and we know that the 37 USD, the value is going to be a lot more, because it can save them thousands of dollars or even earn them profits over the long run. But right now, today, right, so Eva and I, we have discussed and we have decided to offer a free gift for you guys, right, that, hey, if you sign up, we'll actually make it free, totally free for you, if you attend, because you're with us, friend, audience, and we believe that this information, right, is free, but please take it as if you paid money to come. But these are things that people will pay thousands of dollars from my experience. And yeah, so that's my final gift. And if I could just give one last message, right, is that right now there is the market recession. Events are being cancelled, cruises they are being cancelled, travel plans are being cancelled. Do you think the market will go down in the coming months? I would think absolutely yes. And right now, yes, in the long term, market will go up. But right now, if you really want to know how you can take advantage of this massive opportunity of the market going down, right now, payments is going down, a lot of industries are going down, travel, is to attend the live workshop as soon as you can. So the dates will be in the link below and everything, and check it out. But right now is actually the best time to get started. Like right now, the crisis, I don't know how long it'll take, but if you really want to attend, now is the best time you can come. It's totally for free. And then what we'll do is to equip you knowledge that how you can take profit and make money for yourself right now. Yep.
Yeah, I think you have given very, very good bonus to the audience.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mark.
Thank you. All right, so see you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.